Dave's Hot Chicken. Seriously. Got a little turn. Nice. So, Audi S4. So I bonk my head with the GoPro. Wow, this is quite fun. So I'm in some random side neighborhood. Please don't whack me. This person just does not want to slow down. So, what about this car that I like? It does, and I think this is just Audi's brand from my research, it just does everything well. And I'll explain more why I went from a Tesla and a bunch of other cars, but I wanted something that had a little more character, but still maintained some good luxury qualities. And by luxury, I mean mostly, you know, comfort and such. Auto start, stop, very seamless if you modulate the brake well. But yeah, the car rides well, it's comfortable. I could do it sit in this for a long time. It's got the adaptive cruise control. But it's also got some character, as I'll show you in a moment. Yeah. So it's got some get up and go. It's got a fun little exhaust note. This has the Audi Sport Resonator. I think it just makes it a little bit louder, especially at maybe low speeds where you're kind of gurgling along. Gurgling, that is a term. The brakes are a little bit grabby at low speeds, but honestly, you can mitigate that with just some proper brake management of the pedal. But around town, pretty decent fuel economy. Stop and go, you know, you'll see the city rating, maybe worse, depending on how much stop and go, like you're driving in a dense city. But around here, I can get a little bit about 23, what we're seeing. On the highway, creeps very high up there towards 30 mpg. But is that why you buy one of these sports sedans? And I would wager yes. In this climate, you're seeing a lot of different SUVs, and to be honest, as a 25-year-old with no kids in a serious relationship, we'll get to that as well, I don't need a crossover, and I like feeling my car. I like being low to the ground. It feels better for me. My first true car was a Subaru Forester before the Tesla, and I've never looked back on wanting an SUV. Yeah, there's times where you might want to, you know, sit your lazy butt down in an SUV. But other than that, the sedan, your parking, and just overall presence on the road, I just feel more comfortable. Yes, behind a tractor trailer, it is a little scary, but any car like that. So we're gonna get onto this on-ramp, and I like the Audi because it just pulls and has fun getting up to speed. So I'm gonna give this truck a little bit of space. This car has the sport transmission mode, like most Audis, as well as different drive modes. I'm in an individual, which keeps the exhaust sounding good, but all the other things in a more comfort mode. And the sport transmission, do this, now you're in drive, sport. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then just get right off of it. Audis with their farts out the back, as well as some pops and bangs. But really, it's all about, oh, that's pretty nice too. But it's all about the brr, brr, brr. That's why I like to call it. Just cruising on the highway, you can hear not a ton of noise, and this car likes to settle down. It might not be the most dynamic, but honestly, someone who doesn't really drive enthusiastically or has the knowledge to comfortably drive enthusiastically, it does what it needs to do. It might understeer in a classic Audi way, but for me, it handles very well. And I came from a Volvo S60, and that car pulled, but that's about it. You go into a corner, you feel like you're squishing into it. It's, you know, kind of like when you do a side crunch and you're like, oh, I felt that. That's what you felt in the Volvo. And don't get me wrong, very comfortable car, but it wasn't designed to be pushed. An Audi is designed to be pushed, or at least you know, can make it designed to be pushed. Man, that truck does not like me. So cruising the highway, you can see we're sitting right around 1500, nice cruising speed, and about 30 mpg on the consumption. But yeah, it's a great jack of all trades, and I would say a master of some fun. And don't get me wrong, I have a ton of fun with this car. This is the best car I've owned, hands down. For now. We'll see how it treats me in the future. I'm planning on doing a lot of maintenance, a lot of preventative care to this car. Did I turn the heated steering wheel? No, I didn't. To really make it last. And that's kind of why I went with an Audi. Why did I go with an Audi versus the other cars? TLX Type S, Stinger, what was the other car? Oh, Audi S3. So easy with the Audi S3. Price. Couldn't really find a certified pre-owned, and the warranty is better on certified pre-owned. And this came in cheaper with arguably more of the daily driver comforts than that Audi S3. Now that S3 also was a 4-cylinder. Nothing wrong with the 4-cylinder. It had a great character to it. But I was just looking for a V6 because they're a dying breed. The V8 is going away. Really wanted an IS 500, but that is too rich for my blood. Just saying something. There is a noticeable out the back, but if I go into the drive mode, so I'm in individual, I'm going to try to skip over dynamic, but so a little bit less out the back. It's mostly at the lower speeds that you hear the hum. So Audi S3, great car, was more expensive new and German depreciation. You don't want that against you. And this car for a 22 with only 8,000 miles was kind of a steal, relatively. By no means is it a value choice, but I weighed the deal out in my head. And I think it was the right choice for me. Jersey potholes. So, I'm just gonna kind of get out here. So what else? TLX Type S. Great car. Honestly, the one thing that turned me away from it, it's a mid-sized sedan with a compact sedan interior. And it just felt like a compromise on some of the mechanical things. The infotainment did not concern me. The you know, maybe not as ripping fast as this did not concern me. But that car was really good looking. And you know, Acura versus Audi, predicted reliability, more towards the Acura. We'll see though. And lastly, the Kia Stinger. That was the one that kind of got me into all of this, into this sporty sedans, last hurrah for the that type of car, just because everything's going SUV or electric or 4-cylinder. And the Stinger as we know it is discontinued. And the reason I didn't like that car, not saying I didn't like it, loved it, pulled extremely hard, was that it had character for what it was. I want a little more exhaust, burbles, a little more sound. And again, it also came down to a price. The Audi was cheapest as a certified pre-owned, and I'm a huge fan of certified pre-owned. So that's really it. I'm looking forward to, oh yeah, and traffic, good old New Jersey. I'm looking forward to owning this car. I'm looking forward to seeing how it runs. And when you take care of a car, you don't cold start it and then floor it. You change the oil every 5,000 miles. You stay ahead on some of the services. I mean, Audi doesn't even recommend you change the oil every 5,000. They say 10,000. They don't even recommend changing the transmission fluid. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing how I can do towards 100,000. And realistically, 100,000 is not that old of a car. For me, it will be. And I'll explain that in another video. But I think that covers it. Not a ton of driving, but really just wanted to kind of bring you up to speed on this car. And also, this car is gorgeous. I will say that. It's got the black optics package. Everything's blacked out. Red on blue, Superman spec, if you want to call it that. And I love it. Maybe I'm just some Gen Z millennial that likes the boy racer look, but I think it's got a good amount of class, a good amount of edge. And man, I'll go into why I went away from an electric car to this, but I just like just that subtle shift, the little tone at the back. It's something that's going away. Something that's going away. So yeah, I'm hoping to kind of get back into this whole YouTube video posting thing, but really I just want to document this car, and I take a lot of inspiration from other YouTube channels that I watch excessively still now, even when I'm not looking at cars. The Topher, Daily Motor. Those are some great channels that, you know, with normal people reviewing cars and giving their thoughts from the driver's seat. And I really, really hope all of this recorded, because I don't know what's up with my GoPro. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. And leave any questions in the comments and anything I kind of glossed over. And this isn't really a review, it's just kind of my thoughts so far. So yeah, everyone have a good day, drive safe, and please don't bike on the side of the interstate.